Eva Smith. She may not appear on stage at any point of the play, but the character of Eva Smith is of central importance. Based on her dealings with the other characters and what the inspector tells the audience about her, we in fact learn quite a lot. More importantly, her poor treatment conveys Priestley's central idea about the need for greater social responsibility. From the play, we learn that Eva is an outsider, as she's not from the fictional town of Brumley, but from the countryside. It's likely that she came to the town looking for work, as a great number of people did in the 19th and early 20th centuries. Like her real-life counterparts, Eva is exploited by the rich factory owners who force their employees to work long hours for low pay. However, what marks her out as being different is her desire to take action. What clearly comes across is Eva's strong moral character, her selfless, assertive attitude. For example, she leads a strike and stands up for herself against Mr. Burling, much to his irritation. Whilst being kept by Gerald as his mistress, she doesn't seek to exploit her good fortune by demanding more money from Gerald. Rather, she accepts only the minimum she needs. Eva doesn't even blame Gerald for the way he eventually mistreats her. She also tries to protect Eric from scrutiny and public shame by initially lying to Mrs. Burling's charity committee. At every turn, she is misunderstood, used and abused, both as a worker and as a woman. Eva Smith is a better person than her so-called social superiors, yet it is she who is punished and victimised. This is the injustice Priestley is trying to address in his play. Eva's name is deliberately chosen by Priestley in order to have her represent all women. Her first name is similar to Eve, who, according to the Bible, was the first woman, whilst her surname of Smith is the most common in England. Therefore, she is an every woman sort of figure. More specifically, she represents both the ordinary workers of all genders and women who are powerless as they are at the mercy of male actions. Remember that in the year of 1912, when the play was set, women didn't have the vote. Indeed, as a working-class woman, Eva is at the bottom of the pile and so has very little agency over her life, as her personal history brutally illustrates. Throughout the play, Eva is constantly judged by her physical appearance. With the exception of Mrs. Burling, the others comment on how pretty she looked. Indeed, Gerald, Eric and Sheila all say that had Eva not been attractive, they wouldn't have bothered with her. But Eva is not just prejudged by her looks, but also by what she's thought to represent. Mr. Burling jumps to the conclusion that Eva is nothing more than a troublemaker, whilst Mrs. Burling cannot see beyond Eva's lower class, snobbishly dismissing her as a girl of that sort. At no point, whilst she is alive, does anyone see the human being, with the slight exception of Gerald, who does at least feel sorry for her when they first meet. In the theatre, a character who is mentioned on stage but never appears is called a ghost character. Is this a clue? Was there really ever an Eva Smith, or several Eva Smiths? Well, as with the inspector, it doesn't really matter. The point that Priestley is trying to make is, as the inspector reminds us, that there are millions of hard-working people like Eva Smith who struggle to make a day-to-day living, and therefore we, the audience, should strive to take greater care of those less fortunate. Specifically, the well-off need to stop seeing the Eva Smiths and John Smiths of the world as different or separate, and recognise that everyone is connected. We don't live alone, we are responsible for each other.